Did that work?
Yep. Okay. We are recording.
All right.
Sweet.
So did you see that you're the team lead, Harrison?
Oh, does it say that?
Yeah, it does. It said in his announcement that the name at the top was the team lead. So you're in
Is
charge.
that for every week here after? I haven't read the announcement yet.
I think that it said that we could rotate if we wanted to, or we could manage it however we want. So
Cool.
it doesn't matter to me.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with whatever. Okay, well, let's go into the preparation stuff then. Okay. So, I mean, there's only those two questions for the prep, and they're pretty straightforward. Did you guys have any questions on those?
I don't think so.
That was
Find it.
seemed like stuff we talked about in Math 108. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, well, it was like I remember learning this in like even before high school. Even I think it was. I mean, I didn't remember exactly how to do it, but I was like, I'm pretty sure I've learned this a long
It's pretty good study on this
Yeah.
lesson.
Yeah, I didn't have any questions on that.
time.
Straightforward.
Okay. You guys got 35.8 and 62.5, right?
Say that one more time.
Did you guys get 35.8% or 0.35 and 0.62 for the answers of 5 and 6?
Right. 0.35 for number 5.
That's what I got. 5.
And 625 for number 6.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, well, if there's no questions, should we jump over to the quiz? I will say I actually was confused about one of the, on the homework, or on the, what is it called? The textbook. Everything that was talked about in the homework, I understood, but when it was trying to tie in what we had just learned with what we learned last week about the variance and that stuff, that was like really confusing me. But it made me nervous because it wasn't on the homework, and then it was just weird. Did you guys understand that?
I was a little confused too about like the standard variance and all that stuff, how it all tied in. Well, I was confused too on the homework, or I guess maybe it was in the textbook when it had the table with the lottery. Where did they get all the numbers for the lottery? Like they were dividing everything by a certain number, and I don't know where that number came from.
Yeah, I don't remember. Look.
Let's see. That was okay. The Powerball. Okay. So they're figuring out.
So the 107. Do you have the textbook open, Jody?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So you're talking about why did they divide by 175 million?
Yep.
So if I remember right, I think the 175 million is. Oh, you know what? No, maybe I know.
Because I never saw where they got that number. I could never find that in the text.
Well, let's see. It says Powerball right there at 3.2.2.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, so where it says outcome, they would have to get. I just assume the numbers came from a probability of getting those same numbers in the correct sequence.
So how did they get, is that something we need to know how to do? Do we need to know how to get that number?
I do not believe we do.
Okay.
Is that so? Like when you say outcome, so that was it a O? I think it's an O, not a 0, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
O for
so
outcome.
representing an O.
So that you would have got a number, and then P for the Powerball number. All you would have had to guess them all perfectly, and the probability of being able to do that, I think it's just given.
Okay.
It's kind of annoying. I'm not seeing where it says that though either. Of like why they picked that number.
Yeah, that's what I just, if we need to know where that number came from or how to get it, I missed it.
I believe it's just given.
Okay. Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It has to be given. That's actually a pretty difficult to figure out on our own. So.
Okay. My question was when they were like, even just from the dice, if you scroll up to 3.2.1, I was just curious, do you guys understand why do you multiply? So you're seeing column 3 where it says the value times the proportion.
In 3 point what?
3.2.1.
Oh, 2.1.
Without rolling the dice.
Okay.
So what I didn't understand was, why do you multiply the value of the die? So like the face of the die that you roll, why are they multiplying that by the probability of it getting rolled? That didn't make any sense to me. Why does the value of the face of the die have anything to do with the variance or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't understand that either. It doesn't
It was
seem like,
really throwing me off.
yeah.
Because it was saying that there was even a question somewhere about it, and I was like, what? Yeah, so like if you go up to 3.1 at the beginning of this, it says, what is the mean of the values that you get if you roll a fair die many, many times? I don't understand the value of finding the mean of the values because of the dice. Like,
Yeah, I don't understand that either. I don't know what the number on the die, why that would have any relevance.
yeah, I was having a hard time with that.
Well, I think I still think it has to do with the value. So it's asking for the mean of the value. So
Right, but like, why would you do that for a dice? Is that just giving an example? Like, if it was something like, I don't know. Well, so like going down to the Powerball example, the equivalent of the face value of the die would be the outcome or the payoff. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how to like.
that one would be the value of the payout. Well, because like if you're rolling dice and you're playing the game of Monopoly, the value of that die roll matters. So if you got a 7, that matters versus if
True.
you got a 10. So if you're rolling them over and over, what are the odds of how high of a value you get when you're like playing a dice game? The odds of getting rolling a 5 versus the value of a 2. So if you're saying, see this, the variant, no, see not the variance. You're most like the mean is 3.5. So you're likely to get a number that varies from 3.5 by 2.9. I don't think I'm making sense. It makes sense to me when I can't seem to.
No, I think I see what you're saying.
But the value does matter in this instance, because like how many spaces you would move on that Monopoly game matters.
But isn't it asking, so that's the part I'm confused on, because it seems to me that we're just trying to find out how likely we are to roll each one of these numbers, and it doesn't seem like the value, I guess I'm not looking at it like you're playing a game. I'm just thinking of how likely you are to get each one of these. It seems like you should be this for each of them. Why do that?
I'm not sure how to explain. Like if you think of it as a playing a game, I'm not sure how to explain it.
You always have to pose the question to the board, the discussion board.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but I would say, I guess it's like you said, the outcome is what we're talking about. So for the dice, the outcome is the value of what you'll get versus like the money for the Powerball, the payout.
Okay.
Makes sense. I like it. Like when you put it that way, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should pose it. Maybe someone could explain it better than I can. I'm sure of that.
You did a great job, Michelle. That was very helpful. And I'm not just saying that; it does make sense. Okay. Well, you guys cool to look at the quiz now? Then is that?
Yeah. I couldn't get it to. I decided to open it yesterday, just so I knew it was going to just be on it, and then I was going to just leave it open, and it wouldn't display the tables for me. And then when I refreshed it today, the tables are there. So it didn't matter that I opened it because I didn't get a look at it. Shouldn't have bothered.
Let's see, here we go.
So it's lesson 4 quiz group meeting. Is that?
Yeah, and I'll share my screen so that you guys can look at mine again.
Okay.
Due January 22nd. Yeah, okay. You guys can see it?
Yep.
Yes.
Sweet. Okay. Question 1. I completed the individual prep assignment before attending the group meeting. I actually participated in this week's group meeting. Okay. Use the following information to answer the next 3 problems. Human blood can be classified into one of our basic types O, A, B, and AB. The proportion of people in the population of the United States with each of these blood types is summarized in the following table. Okay. The blood types and proportions given in the table above define a probability distribution. true. Right? Because if 0.45% of the population have type O blood, that would mean that 45% of the nation have type O blood. Right? That's the definition of a probability distribution.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
All in favor? Okay. What is the probability that a randomly selected person in the United States has type O blood? 45%. 0.45.
Like a trick question, it's too easy, but that's what it is, right?
I'm pretty sure that's what it's saying.
0.45.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. What is the probability that a randomly selected person will not have type O blood? 0.55, because you subtract 0.45 from 1. Right. Did I do that back to my head right? I think I did it right. Okay. Use the following information to answer the next two questions. Carolyn Wills and her colleagues conducted a study in which dogs were trained to detect bladder cancer. Dogs were trained to lie down next to a specimen derived from a bladder cancer patient. Tangle, one of the dogs, demonstrates the identification of a specimen. 7 bowls containing urine were lined up in a random order. 6 of the samples were from patients who did not have bladder cancer. 1 of the samples came from a person identified as a bladder cancer patient. If the dogs guess at random, what is the probability that they will correctly identify the dish containing the specimen from the bladder cancer patient? There's 6 of them. I guess I could look
So
at
there were
calculator.
7. There were 7 total, right?
Yeah.
How do you
So
guys
one
get a
of them-
calculator to pull up on the screen that you want it? I can never figure that out. It doesn't matter. I just thought I would pull it up in front of you guys.
Do you have your calculator app?
Yeah, it won't ever let me open it on top of like a Safari screen. It's weird.
That's weird.
Okay.
Well,
Sorry, you froze right when you went to talk, Michelle.
did I freeze?
I think my computer's being slow ever since I started recording. It's kind of choppy.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
I do not know what happened. I disappeared. Now I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
yeah.
We can hear you. You're not sharing your screen anymore, though.
Yeah, let me. Sorry, I don't know. My computer just booted me all of a sudden. And it didn't stop recording. So that's good. Okay. So if you would divide 1 by 7, correct? And that's
Yes.
Yeah.
0.143 if you round to 3. Yeah, 3 decimals, 0.143. Okay. In a combined total of 54 trials, the dogs correctly identified the specimen from the cancer patient 22 times. It is very unlikely that the dog would do this well by random chance alone. Which of the following statements is most appropriate? This provides strong evidence that dogs can detect bladder cancer. There is little evidence that dogs can detect bladder cancer. False. The first one. Right. Even though it's less than half, but because it was
It's still much higher probability. I mean, it's higher than the probability, right? Significantly higher.
I mean, if I was going to smell a bunch of cups of urine, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah,
22 times. I think I'd get sick.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes them right like 41% of the time, or 0.40.
Why do you know why they refer to it as decimals instead of just putting it into its percentage form as like 40%?
Yeah, actually was wondering that myself because
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Use the following information to answer the next 3 questions. M&Ms are small chocolate candies. Just in case you didn't know. The M&M's website previously indicated that in the United States, the distribution of the colors in a bag of plain M&Ms is given in the following table. That's weird. Okay.
I knew it. There's always more orange and blue.
If you reach into a bag of plain M&Ms, what is the probability of drawing a red colored candy? 0.13. Okay. What is the probability that a randomly selected candy is green? Anybody add those up yet? 0.13.
Oh.
So 0.16.
You're faster than me.
Yeah, 0.16.
Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the probability that a randomly selected candy is not green? 0.84.
Yep.
Okay. The ACT scores of students admitted to a medium-sized public university in the Western United States were taken from this website. The following summary statistics were calculated. Okay. Half of the observations are less than or equal to what number? Half. So median is half. So it would be 24. Right?
I don't understand. I'm confused by this question. Half of the observations are less than or equal to what number?
So remember, if you remember the 5-number summary
Oh, yeah.
spread, so you've got your minimum is the first number, then your Q1, your median, which is Q2 basically, Q3, and then your max, which is basically Q4. So median,
Yeah,
no matter
I just don't
what
understand the
spread is.
question.
Well, so it's asking half of the observations, because those 5 numbers summarize all of your observations.
Right.
So if it's saying half of the observations are less than or equal to, you go to your half point, which is the median, 24. And so if they're less than or equal to, well, they'd have to be less than or equal to 23. Because 24 is straight in the middle. Maybe I'm being nitpicky with that one.
Yeah. Half or something.
I don't know.
Is that a trick question? Half of the observation.
Oh, I could draw.
So you think it's 23 or 24?
I don't know. Because if it was 24, that would be more than half.
That's still equal to, though.
Oh, right, so that's what I'm saying. If it's less, so half of the observations,
Are
I guess it would be 24.
or equal.
I think it's 24 based on, we've had this question last week with different problems. And I think it's 24.
And it was
Okay.
worded that one. Okay.
Based on the information on the table above, the top 25% of students scored above what number? 27.
Let's just say above. So yeah, 27.
Which of the following statements is not one of the three rules of probability? A probability is a number between 0 and 1. That is 1. The sum of the probabilities in any probability is 1. That's true as well. If the probability is high, then the probability is positive. If the probability is low, the probability is negative. That is not.
No.
The probability that an outcome will occur is 1 minus probability that it will occur.
It's just never a negative number, and it's the rest, right?
Yep. Okay, I'll submit it. Hopefully we get those all right. We didn't skip any, I don't think. Boom. Did it.
Did you get a perfect score?
Along? Yep. Did you guys follow along as you went, or do you want me to scroll down over the answers?
I think.
Like you were typing them in as we went on your own?
I did. I got 100 too.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait a sec. I didn't. Oh, okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Well, got that done. Let's jump over to the group collaboration, and we'll put the attendance on there. Oops. Not italicized. Did I spell attendance? Yeah, that's right. Should I post our question right here? Or is this not, is there a specific discussion question board? I know some of my classes have that, but I don't remember.
I think I saw someone ask him about that, and he said he was going to post one for discussion or for questions, but I don't know if he did.
Oh.
Okay.
He asked the question that we have?
No, somebody asked him if he was going to have a question and answer board.
Oh.
And he said he would have to create one each week, but I don't know if he has been doing that.
Okay.
I don't know why, but yeah. Okay. So that's all we have to do, right? Just the attendance?
Do you have to post the recording or attach the recording?
Oh yeah, I should attach the recording on. Yeah. Give me 1 sec. You are here? Okay. Okay. Yep. Have a good day at work. Me and my girlfriend came down to my house for the weekend. We're gonna leave while they're all gone. So, sorry. Okay. So do I have to stop recording first, right?
Yeah. We did everything.
Okay. There's the Zoom meeting itself.
It takes a few minutes, I think, and it'll send you an email when it's ready.
So how do you attach it so I can figure this out? So I assume you click on attach, and then where do you find the link for the meeting? For the recording?
It'll get emailed. Or do you mean